number 2 with the KMT cross-country coach, Mr. Pittman. And we're coming off our first big competition after the time trials. So let's hear about that. We went to Augustana, Sioux Falls, South Dakota for a twilight meet. Yeah, let's hear about it.
It's a very unique event. We start, late in the evening, it starts getting dark, the lights show up, they've got glow sticks out to mark the course. And it's a huge meet. In the girls JV, I think that was the smallest race of like 350. The varsity races were 450, 500. I mean, it's a huge meet. I mean, it's something that these kids really would only experience at the state meet. Like there's nothing else that would really come close to being that big. So it's an awesome experience in that respect. And I thought we got a lot of kids run pretty well. For the first meet of the year, a lot of new kids running their first race. Overall, I think it was just a good experience for them to have.
That's outstanding. Yeah. So you got up early Friday morning and talk us through the day. You guys got on a coach bus about 8?
Yeah, we left here. Yeah, I left here about 8. Got to Sioux Falls roughly around noon. We go to Falls Park. It's a nice park in the middle of Sioux Falls, and kids go walking on the rocks along the river and stuff. And we eat lunch, head over to the hotel, relax for a little bit, get over to the course relatively early. We got over the course about 4. First race is at 6. Especially being the first meet, you kind of just get everybody to go through the routine. Walk the course, warm up, strides, do all that. And so it feels like we're there a long time, but it goes really quick too.
Awesome. All right, some of the viewers that maybe aren't as familiar with a typical distance for these races, whether it be a junior high, a JV, or varsity, tell us about how they differentiated that, or if it was similar to Minnesota.
Every place you go is going to be a little bit different. In Minnesota, varsity and JV both run 5K.
Yep.
Over there, they had the junior varsity run 4K, so it's just a little bit shorter. So it's not too bad. A lot of times here for our junior high, they'll go anywhere from 1.5 miles to 2 miles, kind of depending on the course. So the junior high fluctuates a little bit, but the JV varsity is almost always 5K for us.
All right, 5K is 3.1 miles.
Yep.
So those of you that aren't aware of that either. So that's good. So we got the first one under the kids' belts, and they're feeling confident. They talked to a few in the lunchroom. Your top times for your boys and top times for your girls. How can you take us through a couple of those?
Yeah. So on the girls' side, we were led by the Peterson twins. Aubrey and Ashley both right around 22 minutes for their first race ever for cross country. I thought it was really darn good. On the boys' side, we were led by a couple of 8th graders. David Opes led us running about 18:58, and then Noah Johnson back running 19:34. Both, incredibly well. I mean, David's first year running cross country altogether. It's Noah's second year, but you've never been to a meet that large, and last year was quite a bit different. So really, for both of them, it was their first big experience, and definitely something I think they're going to be able to build from.
Yeah, that's outstanding. 18:38. So, in comparison with some of the top times out there, these guys will probably set their goals. Guys and girls will set their goals, and inch that time down until you get to sections. Tell us about kind of how you work with the kids about setting those goals to set a new PR. Per week, I imagine, is their goal.
Yeah, I mean, we have good build up into the season. We got 3 weeks before our first meet, and then we got another week here without a meet, and then we'll have 2 next week. So we kind of got a long period of really getting used to what running is, what we need to do, and we'll start working on goal setting for specific times at the end of the year here soon. Right now, we're focused more on short-term goals of like, can we run every day? Can we try to push ourselves a little bit harder? Can we do a little bit more than we're used to? Some of those I think are more important, especially early in the season, because unless we're doing some of those smaller goals, we'll never get to the big ones.
Awesome. Yeah, it's gotta be a process, right? Okay, so you mentioned next week we're having 2 meets. Tuesday, the under levels go to Byron, and then Thursday the varsity JV go to Mayo and running at Eastwood Golf Course.
Yep.
Let's hear a little bit about that. Where do you run in Byron?
So Byron is right at the high school, kind of runs around the fields in the back and then kind of through the cornfield a little bit. And we'll have all of our junior high, well, most of our junior high and JV kids go over there.
Okay.
You had a couple of the kids that couldn't run at Sioux Falls for one reason or another that they'll run Mayo for sure, or run at Byron for sure. And then maybe have a couple of them come back and run at Mayo too. Mayo will just be our varsity meet over at Eastwood. It's a really hilly course. It's a bigger meet, but it's only like 17 to 20 teams, not the 50 we had last weekend. So it's bigger, but it's going to be a much different feel. So I think it'll be good for the kids though, because they'll have more room to move around. They don't get kind of stuck in the pack as much, and so it'll be good, I think.
So with that amount of teams, would varsity go by themselves and then JV by themselves at Eastwood?
Yes, yep, it'll be JV and varsity will be separate. We're only gonna take our varsity over to Mayo.
Because others will run Byron. Okay, that's what I figured. And then, do they do any staggering with, let's say, you're expected to run your 5K in 19. Do they have setups like a marathon where your different groupings, or it's wherever you line up, you go?
Every team has got their own spot on the start line, and then depending on how wide that is, sometimes you can have 3 people right on then another row, but it's each team's got their own spot, and there's no real advantages given or anything like that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, great. That's it's an exciting first week, and this week's kind of preparing for next week. So, anything else you want to add about the team?
I think we're doing good right now, right? We got a lot of young kids and we're building up. We had a really hard workout yesterday with another really hard workout on Friday. But attitudes seem to be pretty good so far, and we're just gonna keep building.
Kids seem excited. So thanks, Coach Pittman. And until we get a few results after next week, we'll meet again and maybe grab an athlete or two. So thank you.
Thank you.